Hey, welcome back to Fun Stuff to Do with Your Kids. In this episode, we're going to learn how to memorize 20 things in just a few minutes. This is a powerful memory trick that basically you can remember 20 objects in just a few minutes, and it may end up being impossible for you to forget it. First time I did this was a couple years ago, and in 2 minutes, I just memorized a list of 20 objects, and I still remember it, and I can't get it out of my head. It's crazy. And it's pretty easy, and it's fun to do with your kids. So, here's our list of 20 objects. Okay? You don't have to memorize them yet. But these are just 20 things that I thought of, kind of things around the house. And the trick here is that the first one is the only one you have to remember. So in our list, it's iPhone. It's actually hard to remember the first one. So you have to just remember iPhone, make the first one easy to remember. I use my iPhone all the time, so that should be easy to remember. The rest will come naturally. So there's our 20 things. Now the trick to this is you want to link each object in the list to the next object. And it turns out our brains can link two objects together. All you have to remember is the first one, and you'll remember all the other ones. And you can make it an interesting little story, and it cements it into your brain. It's crazy, and you won't forget. You won't forget the list. So, basically, iPhone's first. You got to remember that one. Plant is second. So you link them together in a story, and then you just keep going. So just follow along here. Listen to my story. And at the end, see if you can write down the 20 things. I bet you can. So I've got my iPhone, and I'm taking a picture. And what am I taking a picture of? I'm taking a picture of a plant, a green plant, a green fuzzy plant. So I've got this picture of the plant on my iPhone, and oh my God, the plant is getting bigger and bigger. It's just filling up the screen of my iPhone, and it bursts out of the iPhone. The plant is actually growing out of my iPhone. It grows out of my iPhone, and it steps out of my iPhone. And the plant has red sneakers on. And the plant takes off running down the street in the red sneakers until all you see is these red sneakers in the distance running away. So the red sneakers are running down the street. All you can see is the red sneakers, and bam! Out of nowhere, a turkey, a giant turkey, is crossing the street. The turkey is hit by the red sneakers. And the turkey just explodes. The turkey explodes and lands in sliced turkey meat on the ground. You just have a package. All that's left after the sneakers hit the turkey is a package of turkey meat. So you go and pick up the turkey, and you put it in your lunchbox. So you're putting the turkey into your lunchbox, and it's a brown lunchbox. You have a brown lunchbox with turkey in it, and the lunchbox has a picture of a coffee cup on it. It's brown. So you zip it up, and you open it back up, and you realize there's actually a coffee cup inside the lunchbox, and it's spilling, and that's why the lunchbox is brown. So you got this coffee cup. It's a paper coffee cup, and it's empty. You're done with it. The coffee is spilled all over, making the lunchbox brown. So you've got this coffee cup in your hand, and you have to get rid of the coffee cup. So what do? You throw the coffee cup into a fireplace. Okay, you throw the coffee cup into a fireplace, and the fireplace instantly catches on fire. The coffee cup is just in flames in the fireplace. So you've got this fireplace that's lit up, and out of the fireplace, there must have been a crow's nest in the chimney. So out of the fireplace, a crow flies out. This crow flies out of the fireplace right at you, and it's on fire. So you've got this burning crow and it's flying at you. And it flies at you and just the crow's beating its wings on you and you're just trying to get this crow off of you. So you fight it, and you're just covered with black soot from this crow. So you decide that you need to take a bubble bath. So you take a bubble, you go upstairs, you pour yourself a bubble bath, you get in the bubble bath, no more black, you're just in a bubble bath. And these huge bubbles are floating up. And you realize in these bubbles, each bubble has a Girl Scout cookie in it, your favorite Girl Scout cookie, whichever one you really like. I like the tag-alongs, the peanut butter chocolate ones. Oh, you've got Girl Scout cookies in every bubble. And you're just popping them and eating these Girl Scout cookies. And then on the radio, there's a radio alert. You have a radio next to your bathtub and it goes meh, 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 meh. And it's saying, don't eat the Girl Scout cookies. The radio is just blaring at you. There's a danger. There's something poisonous about these Girl Scout cookies. The radio is just blaring at you. You have to turn it off. It's so loud. And the radio says the only way to get rid of these cookies safely is to dump them in the ocean. So go get your surfboard. So the radio is telling you, go get your surfboard. So you grab your surfboard and you head out to the ocean. You've got your surfboard and you're surfing. You've got these cookies, you got rid of them. You're on your surfboard and you realize there's a giant hole in your surfboard. It's like a 12-inch wide hole, perfectly circular. And you realize it basically is the shape of a Frisbee. And the Frisbee is floating in the water next to your surfboard. So you pick up the Frisbee out of the water and you're on your surfboard and you throw the Frisbee into shore because you like Frisbees. You want to play Frisbee, so you throw it into shore. The Frisbee lands on a couch on the beach. There's a couch on the beach and the Frisbee lands on it. So you surf in, you go to the shore to get this Frisbee off the couch. You get up to the couch, you realize the couch is made out of sand. So you take this sandy couch. There's just so much sand. You dig through it and you find that there's a couch under the sand and you get all the sand. You're scooping the sand into your hands, this wet sand. And when you're digging through the sand, you realize that there's an Easter egg in the sand, a pink egg in the sand. So you pick up this pink Easter egg, the plastic kind that you can pull apart. So you grab that Easter egg and you shake it. You're shaking this plastic Easter egg and it makes a really loud clinking noise. And you open up the Easter egg and inside is a quarter. That's what was making that crazy noise when you imagine the sound of a quarter in an Easter egg. So you got this quarter and you examine the quarter. The quarter's a little heavy. It's a little strange. And you look and George Washington's face is not a face. It's actually a lens of a tiny camera. So you have a camera inside a quarter. It's amazing. It's the smallest camera you've ever seen. So you start taking pictures of everyone on the beach. So you have this camera and you're going around with this camera taking pictures, and then a police officer comes up to you and says, hey, you can't be taking pictures of people on this beach. This police officer is kicking you off the beach. This police officer dressed in blue, and it's on the beach, so it's a little awkward because he's wearing police shoes and police pants, and the police officer is grabbing you and pushing you off the beach. And you look at the police officer's face and you realize he's been on the beach too long, and his face is actually a raisin. It's really wrinkly. This is the oldest looking police officer you've ever seen. And he's got a raisiny face and it's just covered with wrinkles, and it's like basically a giant raisin in a police officer outfit. So raisin is the last word. Now, before you go visit our website and more fun stuff to do with your kids, write down the 20 objects. I bet you can do it. Do you remember what it started with? I'll give you a hint. iPhone.